Okay, welcome you all. It's great to see you, or at least have you join us on this airfocus webinars. Let's give it another minute for more people to join this webinar. It's great to see people join from all around the world. Tenerife, very nice, a bit jealous. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to today's product webinar around connecting product OKRs with execution in airfocus. My name is Malte. I'm one of the 3 founders of airfocus. I'm a product guy myself. I worked in software as a service before I started airfocus. And I started this company because I was myself heavily struggling with a lot of the product strategy and product operation topics back in the days as a kind of active product manager. And yeah, we started as a little prioritization tool 6 years ago, and now in 2023 we are an end-to-end product management system. More on that in a minute. And today we're going to talk about super quickly what airfocus is, how it works, also architecturally quite important because there's something very unique about airfocus, which is that it's the only and most flexible modular product management platform. So we have a modular architecture that enables our customers to build a product management system that kind of works the way they work. And then I'm going to spend some time on why we decided to solve this problem and why we kind of made certain product decisions. And then, of course, most excitingly, I will start showing you the product on a demo environment. And then at the end, of course, I'm here to take questions and kind of give you an outlook on what's to come with our roadmap with respect to our OKRs product, and also like beyond that maybe. Great. So airfocus is an end-to-end product management platform that kind of consists of workspaces, and you can connect these workspaces with each other quite easily. And workspaces consist of kind of items, views, fields, and then most importantly, these extensions that you can see here. So you can integrate any workspace with any tool that you're already using or that you plan to use. And then we have these product management specific apps here that you can activate per workspace, depending on the problems that you're trying to solve with this workspace. And I will show you a bit later how this works in practice, but you can also already see here the Objectives app that any workspace where any of your teams is operating on can turn on if they want to participate in this kind of goal setting process. Because that's has been like a key learning for us over the last years, that product management, as much standardized as it is, companies are just not so standardized, right? So most of our customers, they have 10, sometimes hundreds of different products and teams, and they kind of struggle aligning all these different teams around a shared strategy and roadmaps and the release plans. And at the same time, they also want to kind of empower all their teams so they can move fast. And that's just like very difficult and very unique to these organizations. And airfocus gives them this flexible toolbox that they can kind of customize to their likings. And when talking about product management tooling, it's also quite important to, on a higher level, talk about what makes good product management, what makes modern product management. And we have kind of written this down some time ago, what we think modern product management is. And of course, we're like not reinventing the wheel here. There are amazing books on product management that we've all consumed and that we've kind of taken to build this very basic 3 success criteria framework, which is good or modern product management is when you have an actionable product strategy, which is usually expressed with clear OKRs and clear roadmaps. So you want to provide a clear direction on where you're going. And then secondly, on the right, you see you want to be customer centric. So you want to solve the right problems for your users and customers. And you do that through deep insights into what's actually going on in all of that user feedback and on all these requirements that are constantly pushed to the product teams. And then thirdly, in the middle, you see the point about empower teams. This is actually a bit my favorite, and it very much suits these crazy times right now. And it's about giving all your teams a lot of freedom and enabling them to kind of move fast by letting them kind of figure out the right way to work and not kind of standardizing everything and kind of holding them back. And of course, you want to make sure they kind of sprint in the right direction. For that, you have the left side, right? And you also want to make sure they are customer centric, and therefore you have the right side. But kind of the mix between these things really creates product success. And we have taken this model when we solve product management problems with our modular product management platform. I hope this makes sense. Let's now switch to our website to take a look at what airfocus is again, how it's working, and then also take a look at the Objectives app and how we decided to solve for the OKR use case. Yeah. So again, airfocus is this Lego-like hyper flexible platform that integrates into all these tools where you get customer feedback, be it Salesforce, be it Intercom, be it Slack. And then on the other side, of course, we integrate into your Jira, your Azure DevOps, Asana, wherever you get stuff done. And in the middle, you kind of utilize per team and across teams how you want to do product management, how you want to build the right product fast. And the core components of airfocus essentially are objectives and OKRs, roadmaps, prioritization, feedback and insights, and then lastly, portal. And obviously today's talk is about objectives and OKRs. And to give you some perspective on why we started to go after this problem. So first of all, the OKR use case has been the most requested feature and feedback that we've gotten ever, which is quite interesting. So it seems to be like a huge problem for our product teams. And this also has to do with the kind of importance that the OKR goal setting framework has gained over the last years. So most product teams that I talk to, they use some variant version of OKRs. And unfortunately, there's a heavy over-reliance on spreadsheets and general purpose tools, which creates kind of a lot of inefficiencies because the OKRs are so disconnected from the actual product work that you're doing in your roadmaps, on your backlogs, in whatever product processes you're running in your product management tool. So for us as a modular platform, it was very clear that OKRs needs to be an app on the airfocus platform. And when we started looking into it roughly a year ago, it seemed, as always, quite easy at the beginning, but the more you dive into this whole thing, the more complicated it gets, and you have to make these very irreversible architectural product decisions. And eventually it took us 8 months to bring this product to life. And to all our existing customers who are on this call today, Thank you for being so patient. We know we sometimes took a bit longer for some of your other problems to be solved, but we really needed and wanted to get this out of the door. Yeah. So you can find a lot of information on our website around all the benefits that this amazing product provides. But let's now jump right into the airfocus platform to see the product in real time. Yeah. So most product orgs and most of our customers use airfocus for all kinds of use cases because they have very unique workflows. So most of our customers use airfocus to centralize feedback in one place and then connect the relevant feedback pieces with the kind of product work that's happening in other workspaces. I'm not going to go into details here. A lot of our customers also use airfocus for like high-level now, next, later roadmaps, where they also connect the work of the individual product teams with airfocus through our like hierarchy functionality. The cool thing here is you can see what's happening across the workspaces. And then very much in line with the point about empower teams, the core use case is that every team in airfocus, sometimes companies also structure this by division or by product, but in most cases, the teams kind of use airfocus for managing their own way and their own workflows. Yeah. So you can see here the Woom Web team, they have their own way to structure their backlog. They prioritize based on a given prioritization framework. You can see here they have the priority ratings app and the priority poker app installed because that's just how they work. They have decided on a like given kind of development process with like these statuses to push stuff through this pipeline. They also maybe work on timelines, whereas when you look at how the mobile team works, they have a very different process. They maybe use also a completely different prioritization framework, which is maybe like a bit more simplified. They use different views. They maybe share stuff through share links with certain departments. I think you get it, right? And typically, our customers, they have hundreds of these workspaces, and these workspaces can also connect with each other. Yeah. So that's how airfocus typically is used. And with the OKRs and objectives use case, we now very delicatedly or deliberately decided to put objectives and OKRs into like its own section. So you can find the objectives workspaces now here in your sidebar. And the objectives, they also have their own settings. So here in the settings, you can define time periods that are shared across all these OKR workspaces. And you will see a bit later why this is important and why you also want to make this customizable, because some teams really prefer to work by quarters. But if you're a company that has maybe longer horizons, maybe like working biannually makes more sense, then you have like settings around confidence and how you want to kind of track progress. And then what our customers can do with these objective workspaces is they can build kind of their own org structure with these objective workspaces, because that's really a key learning. Some companies are structured in a very simple way, like here, where you have like company OKRs, and then you have product OKRs, marketing OKRs, CS OKRs. But sometimes it's more organized as a web or a much more advanced tree. And yeah, this is just like very unique to the setups of the company, and you can do that. And you can see here that the company OKRs, they have these 3 child workspaces. And of course, you can customize all of that. And then you can, by expanding this, you can see kind of the child objectives of a given objective workspace, of a given objective. Yeah. So this allows you to build this tree of workspaces and gives you very much clarity around what the objectives are within the team, but also on the company level, and also how progress rolls up to a higher level. Yeah. Let's now take a look at the Product OKRs objective workspace. And this workspace is also connected to the workspaces where you're doing all the product work. So you remember that we talked about the Voom Web and the Voom Mobile. This is where the autonomous teams kind of have their own product management workflows and where they push their opportunities through a pipeline. And of course, you can add more workspaces, remove them, but you will see a bit later why this is important. But essentially in this Product OKRs objective workspace, you can manage your objectives. And you can see we have like 2 objectives for Q4 right now. And we now want to kind of add a 3rd objective for Q4, which is increase user engagement. And you can see here it's for Q4. And also you can assign this objective now to one of the other objectives on the higher level company OKR space. Yeah. So the increased user engagement objective clearly rolls up to our company objective, become a product leader in our category. And you can see this is at 20%, and you will later see when this objective advances, this will then also impact this higher level company objective. So let's now add this objective. Boom, it's here. And we now want to kind of create key results to measure the progress of this objective. Yeah. So key results allow you to measure the progress of the objectives. Very important. And yeah, so we are now adding a key result here. Launch notifications on all platforms. This, as you can read from the title, is a bit more kind of delivery output focused, which I think is totally fine because that's the reality of a lot of product teams. And you can see that it nicely kind of inherited the time period from the parent. So this is obviously also for Q4. And there are now 2 ways to measure a key result. And we're now looking at aggregation, which means the progress of this key result gets automatically calculated as a ratio of how many linked items have a status in the closed category, yeah, over the total numbers of linked items. So what does this mean? So you can now link items from the Voom Web and Voom Mobile workspace. And we are now going with the kind of push notifications IRS, which is actually something that is already done. As you can see here, it's live. And we're also gonna add the push notifications for the web from the web workspace. And you can see this one is still in development. Yeah. And we're now creating this key result. And you can immediately see here on the key result that the progress here is actually on track. And the way it does it, it kind of takes the time period that we have configured on the objective settings, which is we're looking at quarters here. So we are kind of in the middle between 1st of October and the end of the year. So it's taking that, it's taking the confidence level that we have configured. So when we account for something as on track, as a little reminder, we can maybe quickly go here. So we have defined that something is on track when it's in like the 75% to 100% range. Yeah. And we're still in that range. As you can see, we're not directly on the line, but right below it. So clearly above 75%. And the really cool thing is that the progress of this key result here also rolls up to the higher level product objective, increase user engagement. Yeah. And then additionally, you can as well from here, so top down from the OKR universe where you're talking about strategy, where you're talking about OKRs, you can link these opportunities from here, which is very, very useful. But you can also do that from where the teams actually work. So when you go to the Voom Web workspace and you maybe look for the other notification items that you have here that you want to link to this key result, you can go here. So this is where the product teams get stuff done, and you can link via this app card here. You can link this this opportunity also to this just created launch notifications on all platforms key result. Yeah, so it's very flexible. You can do it bottom up, you can do it top down, and you also from here can directly see, okay, how is this key result actually progressing, and how is this item contributing to this high level key result. So if we now go back, we can see that there is now the third email notifications opportunity link, because we just did that from the other side. And you can see also that the progress here has now lifted us across this diagonal. Yeah. So super powerful. And when we now go back to the Voom Web, you can also see here that you can visualize the data in this workspace where the Voom Web team, maybe with the designers, the engineers, is working on pushing these epics through the pipeline. You can see that they can also visualize the data based on the objectives and the key results. And for that, I have created, or at least I thought I had created a view. I have not, so let's quickly do that. So let's create another table that is backlog by OKRs, and we are now swimlining stuff by objectives, as well as sub-swimlining by key result. And we want to show the key results here, the assignees, and we're now creating this view. And you can really nicely now see how your opportunities here relate to the key results, as well as the upperlying objectives that the key results connect to. Yeah? So you have like a lot of clarity around what rolls up and how the kind of tree is kind of looking and working. So that's cool. We have now linked the actual epics and opportunities to the OKRs. This is something that was not possible before. You kind of were managing the OKRs in spreadsheets or Confluence or whatever, and it was always sort of disconnected. So that's already a huge win. But we all know that sometimes there are other ways how you want to measure key results. So let's now add a key result, which is a bit more looking at metrics. We call it increase weekly active users from 35% to 40%. So this one we don't really want to measure based on like the status of some epics. Instead, we want to do this a bit more manually. And here we kind of want to go from 35 to 40. So that's the range that we're looking at. And boom, we've just created this second key result. And you can immediately see that because there's not a lot of progress on the key result, we are essentially have lowered the overall progress of the increased user engagement objective. And the way to now show progress on the key result is to do this through check-ins. So we are now here on November 22nd. So we're making a check-in right now, and we have data that the weekly active users ratio has actually now achieved 38%. And you can see the system automatically shows me, hey, we're actually on track. If we now go to 36, we are more off track. I would assume that 37 signals me that we are at risk right now. And you can now also add a comment to this particular check-in that you are creating right now. Yeah. So adding the check-in now adds this kind of little dot here and it shows everyone on the company, okay, where are we right now? What's going on? Who's involved? You can also tag people here on the check-in, and you can communicate very clearly what's going on here. Yeah, and if a week later you now get a new data point and you learn, hey, actually we're right now at 39, you make another check-in, and which then lifts this to a much higher level, and then this of course also rolls up to the higher level increased user engagement. But also when we go outside of this objective to the company OKR space, you can see that this has also heavily impacted our company OKR, yeah, which kind of comprises of a boost platform reliability, expand into enterprise market, and yeah, you can see there's not a lot of progress on these three objectives aside from our increased user engagement objective, which we just created. Yeah, these check-ins are actually quite important, yeah, because you want to not just at the beginning of the quarter decide, hey, these are our objectives, this is how we measure them, and then you don't want to talk about it until the end of the quarter or the end of the half year, depending on how you do stuff. But you want to have a regular conversation with people around, okay, how are we making progress? What do we need to do? Do we maybe need to course correct? Yeah, and that's, yeah, just super powerful. Super powerful. Yeah, so there's a lot of more functionality around the Objectives app and how it works. For example, you can create all kinds of views here if you prefer to visualize the objectives in different ways. But that's maybe too much for this format. I will now head back to our little presentation with a little bit of a summary around what the Objectives and OKRs app is doing and what it's kind of, what are the benefits of using it. So first of all, you can manage OKRs now in airfocus, and you don't have to rely on the spreadsheets and PowerPoints that cost you a lot of time and that kind of defocus from what actually is going on. You can additionally link product work to OKRs, and then you can automatically track progress with the check-ins and give visibility into how everyone in the organization is kind of contributing to these high-level objectives that you have configured and set in order to achieve your mission. And then, most importantly, very much in the ethos of how we develop airfocus, we have also built this product in a very flexible way, in a very modular way, so you can build goal-setting frameworks that work for you. And I've gotten the question multiple times: why did we actually call it Objectives app and not just OKRs app? And the exact reason is because you cannot assume that everyone is applying the OKR framework. Most are, but there are other frameworks and methodologies, just as, for example, the NCT from Reforge, which is a bit more like of a pragmatic framework, and there's constant evolution around how to track goals. And yeah, we just want to be open for all kinds of ways around goal setting, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's really my part about this product. You can experience the power of the airfocus platform as well as the new Objectives app if you go to airfocus.com and if you sign up for a free trial. Our trials have all the functionality available. You can also book a demo with one of our friendly and highly competent product consultants. Actually, we have a fast demo, so where you can find someone to speak to in like the next hours, so you don't have to wait for a week or so. And before I let you go, I wanted to kind of show you a really cool ebook that we have written around this whole topic of OKRs for product teams. It's a bit of a practical guide, and we also have a short version of that on our website and a checklist for your product team to look at and to see how you're making progress. And yeah, maybe let's take a super quick look at this ebook. What's in there? What I like most about it is that it's very example driven. So there are examples from Google and a lot of other companies how they approach OKRs. It's really cool. Gives you an overview about the origins and the various components. Maybe looking at the table of contents again. Good versus bad OKRs is a really good chapter. And then also the typical challenges that you find when setting up OKRs within your organization, also within larger organizations. And then we have a chapter around OKR tools, of course, because there are other dedicated tools, as well as the airfocus objectives app, of course. And then these case studies that give you a bit of a feeling around how to do this. And from the conversations that I had in recent weeks from people that use OKRs and airfocus customers that have used our product already, the key learning again is be flexible, be ready for change. Try to start with lean versions of OKRs before you go the full mile. It's just usually the faster way to learning. So it's very, very much like product management. Don't build the full car at first. Maybe start with a skateboard. Yeah, so you can download the book from our website by scanning the code or by going to our resources section and then ebooks. And yeah, that's it from my side. Thanks so much for joining in, and I'm now looking forward to questions. Does the Objective app integrate with Azure DevOps also? So airfocus 100% integrates with Azure DevOps. We have put a lot of work into the Azure DevOps integration, where we allow you to flexibly connect your Azure DevOps epics with airfocus items. So the connection here is not with the objectives in airfocus, but more with the epics. So the way you would manage it is you link these two things, and you also map the field. So you have kind of two-way sync and field mapping. So you never have to do anything twice. Everything is always kept in sync. But then you would put kind of OKRs on top of that and link the airfocus items that are connected with the Azure DevOps epics. So you have a clear chain from the high level OKRs down to the maybe even the user story that's set up in Azure DevOps. Okay, there's another question. What is your roadmap for the Objectives app feature or for airfocus in general? Okay, I love this question. So we have quite a few improvements already in the pipeline around the Objectives app, such as more natively showing the key results in our views. That's maybe more of a smaller thing. Then I'm very excited about visualizing the objectives, including their key results on a more of like a free room board. So this means you can really see how these objectives are connected with each other through lines, and you can see if there's a tree or more of a web, which really helps you to see this kind of cascading effect and how objectives relate to each other. So that are maybe like the higher level improvements that are in the pipeline. And then for airfocus in general, we are going to keep improving airfocus in its core. So that's actually very much in focus right now. a lot of improvements on the core that we had neglected in the last 8 months while building the Objectives app. But we have also started to work on an open API that you can tap into in order to kind of build your own integrations or to send stuff over or pull stuff. And then what I'm really excited about is our work around AI. So we're going to provide a lot of functionality around how to automate feedback processing with AI. But then also airfocus docs, which brings, I would say, one of the last big product management jobs home into airfocus. So we brought OKRs home now, so you don't have to work in spreadsheets anymore. And next we're going to bring stuff that you do in Confluence and on Google Docs or Word. We also going to bring that home into airfocus docs that live on your items, that live in workspaces, and that can empower you to tell stories around your items and your product strategy. And I'm really, really excited about this one. Yeah, so I would say these are the high-level things that are in the making. Oh, that's an amazing question. So we put a lot of thought into making stuff easy and intuitive. And that's not always easy, especially as our platform is today not just one feature. And where onboarding is sometimes a bit of a more complicated thing. But I would say it's pretty straightforward, right? You create an objective workspace and you create an objective, and then you start adding key results, and boom, you have something within 5 minutes. And then, of course, it's not about just getting started, but it's also getting started as a team. And that's where everything in airfocus is built in a way that you can do it on your own, where no help from like airfocus support agents or customer success managers is needed. But our people are always here to help via chat or onboarding calls. And yeah, we have kind of brought thousands of people up to speed in workshops. Yeah, the most important part for us always is there's no silver bullet. It all very much depends on the problems and challenges and setups that you have. So we are very trained and focused on listening first, understanding the challenges, and then start building solutions in airfocus with these modular workspaces. We also have a template library that helps you get started, but at the end of the day, it's really figuring out what's the right tool combination for you to solve your very unique problems. And that can be done in all kinds of ways, via like onboarding trainings, or even like via chat or async. We are very pragmatic here. Are there customizable options within the OKR feature to adapt to different team structures and goals? Yes, another great question. Wow, today we really see well-educated questions here. So yeah, the whole product is built in a very flexible way. Yeah, so we could have also decided, okay, there's one space that's called company OKRs, and then each company OKR has multiple, I don't know, child OKRs, but we specifically and dedicatedly decided against this by creating this concept of objective workspaces. And by giving you these tools and by allowing you to create this hierarchy between these objective workspaces, you can literally build any objective and goal setting setup that you want. And at least that's what I hope. We have hundreds of teams that have started using OKRs with airfocus now, and I'm very curious to get like advanced feedback in that's based on like months of working with airfocus objectives, but that's going to be probably a few months down the line. But yeah, we've spent at least 4 months doing deep discovery, looking at all kinds of solutions and how product teams work. And we think we have built something very customizable. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, don't forget to sign up for a trial, a demo. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.